yeah. Welcome, everybody, to Smooth Jazz from the HETMA booth. It is Friday morning, InfoComm 2026, and we are here with Scott Sanders of Sennheiser. How are you, sir?
Doing well. Thank you for asking.
You don't want to do the whole interview in that voice?
Oh, I wish I could have the normal voice, but this is better than my voice last year because I had no voice, so I'd be croaking and making this weird sound that everybody would be going, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this serious?
No, here we are. It's Friday, last day of the week. It's been a week already.
It's crazy.
It is, but you know what? It's like to see the industry. I just love when the industry is together and you can see the enthusiasm and I like how many people younger than me I've seen to feel like, you know what I'm saying? The future is bright, maybe, that there are more young. I feel like when there's more younger people around than older than me, I feel more comfortable for some reason.
And there's more energy.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And there's more hunger for knowledge. As I come to every show, and I've been to more than 30, everybody's younger than me, so I'm used to seeing younger people attend the show. But it's true, and I say this many, many times. We're blessed to be a part of this community because we can talk freely about best practices, things we've found, things we're trying, things we're thinking of doing, experimenting with. Corporate can't do that.
Yeah.
Everything's under NDA, and unless you've got a hidden Slack channel somewhere, you don't talk to your peers.
Yeah.
So this is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to talk to you as always. It's so weird to sit in a formal setting when normally we might just be kicked back somewhere and chilling, but now we have to, like I'm wearing a jacket. Let's take this very seriously kind of setup here. So Scott, one of the things that HETMA is working on and we will continue to do is getting more and more higher ed people to shows like this. But we know that for all of us that do get to come here, we have 20, 25 per, you know what I'm saying, X, that don't get the opportunity to come to industry events like this. So what would they, if, the higher ed people who've been through your booth, what were you excited to show them? What do the people who don't get the chance to come see your stuff in person, what God, do you think I could drag that question out any longer than that?
What's the takeaway?
Well, the idea is that...
What would I like for them to leave with?
Yeah. What did they miss out on? Like, what do we need to tell them about?
We have fantastic new products.
Yeah.
Spectera is a technology that is literally the light bulb to the candle when it comes to wireless. I'll leave it at that. You can find the information on. I'm not going to go for the Spectera pitch. I did have a customer come into the booth and ask me an interesting question. I've never been asked this before. He said, what would you like me to leave with?
Yeah.
And I promptly gave him a very nice pair of Sennheiser socks. So he left with the socks. I said, that's a great question. And I would like for you to leave with an entirely fresh perspective of Sennheiser.
Yeah.
Take me out, take my personality out, take the displays out. I want you to ask yourself the question why you buy the products you buy now. Now, if that's Sennheiser, fantastic. If it's other products, that's fantastic too. Mm-hmm. Everybody builds really good products. But it turned the question on him, and he said, I've never had anybody ask me to start that way.
Right.
And at the very end, he said, I appreciate the time. This has been a fantastic discussion. And I would like everyone to just at some point stop and say, why am I using the ceiling microphones we're using?
Yeah.
Why am I using the wireless? Our big takeaway is that there's still a lot of people in the industry that don't believe voice lift works effectively. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've done that for 6 months. We're getting a little bit, but it's not worth. We're back to wireless.
Yeah.
Holds. Stand behind the lectern.
Voice lift from ceiling microphones.
Correct.
Spatial voice lift.
Yeah. Correct. So working on that, saying, hey, we'll come out. Love to show up on campus. I only have one request. Mm-hmm. Give me your worst room. Let's start there. And everyone is funny because everyone has a worst room. Oh, that would be, Bishop Hall or C103. It's fantastic because the architect's glass everywhere, polished concrete floor. It's horrible to have a meeting. It's beautiful, right? So
it looks great.
It looks great.
The photos are amazing.
Right.
The experience, however...
People leave with headaches.
Yeah.
They just can't have a usable space there, right? So it's just a matter of asking people, are you using the right tools? If you are, fantastic.
Yeah.
If we can help you in any way, our goal is to earn the business. Our goal is to support the efforts. That's kind of where we start and end.
Nice. So you mentioned, asking somebody, I'd like you to leave with a different impression of Sennheiser. I'd be curious, what do you feel like people's impression is? What is the impression that you were thinking? Like, what is the impression he left with? I assume he or she left with.
Actually, that person, when I said I'd love to come out and do a demo, they responded, "I don't need a demo. It's Sennheiser. I know it's going to sound good.
Yeah,
but you're too expensive." And that is a very dated notion. We're actually not. In most cases, we're actually less expensive.
Yeah.
And we're TAA compliant, and we've got the 5-year warranty, and on and on. Again, I'm not going to pitch the product. But I'm learning more about people's perceptions.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have been established over years, and they've just never had a chance to hit refresh.
Yeah.
But he left with the impression that different company, things have changed. Obviously, you've got new technology, and was excited to walk the booth and listen. We're actually doing a voice lift demo here, and that's left people with a very powerful impression of, okay, it's true. It does work, not complicated. And then last thing we left him with, which he was very happy about, was the Q-SYS, and that was the PartnerLink, being able to see the devices native in the software. So for him, his life just got a whole lot easier.
Yeah, if you're already Q-SYS house, or you're already doing a lot of that sort of multi-integration, not just in your signal flow, but your monitoring and understanding of what's going on.
And Crestron, Extron, and others are coming. That's not an exclusive with Q-SYS. It just happens that we have a very tight partnership. That's the first one out,
Well, I like that. That is interesting because, for sure, the brand Sennheiser is premium, right? That it is undoubtedly means the highest possible quality. And so getting across that also doesn't have to mean out of your price range, right? This is not just for touring musicians.
Right.
We are here to run the gamut, you know what I'm saying, of bringing that to everything.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's the German engineering mindset. My BMW, my Mercedes is an excellent vehicle, but I pay more, and I'm expecting to pay more. Well,
right.
You don't have to.
That's cool. Yeah, the perception of German engineering is, you know what I'm saying, like it continues. Well, but it's kind of well earned. You know what I'm saying? Like it is. So
I always say it's kind of a blessing and a challenge.
Yeah.
Right. Because they will over-engineer everything, and it's all about the quality. So we have the new wireless technology with latency down to 0.7 milliseconds.
Right.
And we introduced the idea to the engineers of adding latency for Haas effect in situations where I want to do things like outside in the lobby. Right? I've got all my PA systems plugged in, but I want to be able to broadcast. That's a big challenge. But if I'm doing a live stage, I want to adjust for Haas effect, and they were shocked we would ever want to add latency to this thing. They had worked for years to get down to 0.7 milliseconds. We're like, there's a reason, right? We have a reason to do this. It's just adjusting the power of the tool, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting to watch.
It's nothing like we've worked so hard to do this, and you're like, great, can you add some back?
Shocked. What do you mean?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, so obviously, we're coming to the end of the week. You've had a lot of interactions in there. Is there a takeaway? Like, is there a perception that's changed for you this week about kind of either where the industry's going, or what the future for, be it higher ed or our, let's say, that part of the market that's not concert staging, that's not that you're hearing from the people who you've been talking to?
Yeah, that's a good question. This year I noticed that video is starting to come back. Now, what do I mean by that? Pre-COVID, if you tried to talk to somebody in the aisle about audio, audio's good. Or good enough.
Right.
We don't really have a burning need for audio improvement. But oh my gosh, that's 8K. Come check this out, right? And everybody's all excited about the shiny new object. After COVID, everybody immediately went to, I don't care about 4K. I want to be able to hear 10 words out of 10 words on a call.
Yeah.
What's interesting is video obviously is coming back in different shapes and form factors and flexible, and it levitates. It's wireless and it's self-powered or whatever. All the new features, but the importance of audio is still a sensitivity that everybody has.
For sure.
So being able to talk to somebody and set expectations of what a ceiling microphone should do is welcome, because they appreciate that. They've gone through the pain of bad audio and having to hang USB microphones post-COVID, because it's the only thing you can buy on Amazon.
Yeah.
So.
No, of the silver linings in COVID for stuff, that idea that like intelligibility of human interaction over everything. You know what I'm saying? And then you can build out from there. But the intelligibility of human to human,
yes,
nothing else. Yeah, it doesn't matter how good a person looks if you can't understand what they're saying.
Well, and that brings up a really good point. You talk about the human-to-human interaction. Again, I'm a paid advocate, supposed to say nice things about Sennheiser. Take the brand out. If you have effective voice lift in a lecture hall,
correct,
you can have a touching human-to-human movement. If I'm sitting back house left, you're sitting down house right.
Yep.
We can have a conversation. Everyone's included, right? And the instructor can hear. The instructor might be 70 years old, 75 years old, a little bit of a hearing issue. No longer. We're having an intimate conversation in a very large space. And that human-to-human in that conversation to where now instruction is omnidirectional.
Yeah, 100%.
For the last 100 years, it's been, I talk, you listen. So we didn't even have fold-back monitors or any way for the instructor to hear because
it didn't matter. They weren't going to listen anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's I'm glad to see the environment, the learning environment is changing. I'm glad to see that there's a lot of sensitivity to the students' needs. We may have somebody that wants to sit in the back of the room and they're listening to the instructor in one ear, they're listening to Five Finger Death Punch in the other, and they've got 2 social media platforms. But that's the way they learn.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
I would get vertigo and fall down, but they want to make sure the student has every opportunity the optimal learning experience.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing that come around, and that's welcome. I love that.
I love that. It is so important, and like we push so hard for classrooms and learning spaces to be that. We're not telling you exactly how to use it,
right?
And let that, because we know the discussion, the collaboration, the things that happen between students.
Yes.
Don't tell the instructors, drive student outcomes more than single directional information passing, right? That's well trod ground. And so this idea that what you're setting up is, audio technology now lets a student have a thought and say a thought.
Yes.
And
in the
it's
moment.
Not, wait, I couldn't hear him. Get the mic or do the thing.
Hold
or
on,
whatever.
yeah, they can't hear you. It's a distraction.
This idea that high-level technology makes the technology disappear and the human-to-human interaction happens. So in this world of AI is going to take over, it really puts that it recenters us to human intelligence.
It does.
And enables that to happen in real time. And then we can capture it. So if a student missed class that day, they didn't have to miss.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So thanks for making
great time.
Thanks for making great technology that lets us do that, because it makes a difference for students. That is what the college experience is going to be.
Yes.
And because of the stuff that is made now, we can actually do it. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So for all of our colleagues that weren't able to make it, want to look up Sennheiser, they're thinking, you're right, I've been buying this other thing for a long time. I should give it a look. Where should they go? How can they find you?
Sennheiser.com. My email address is scott.sanders@sennheiser.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as well, on the HETMA page.
Yeah.
Contact information is there as always. We try to get people there, and
that's
love
what I'm
to
saying.
have a conversation further.
That's what I'm saying. Hit up Scott, because he will talk with you. He loves to talk with us.
In my DJ voice, too.
Yes. Well, and above all, a good hang. You know what I'm saying? Scott's a great hang.
Oh, thank you so much.
Appreciate your time. Thanks for coming over to visit with us today.
Absolutely.
All right.